Hi, my name is Francois and I am a super teacher. It is that time of the year again when some teachers contemplate moving to another school. But we also have fourth year B.Ed students who need to think about where they're going to work in the coming year. It's not always easy trying to find a new job or a position at another school. So what I thought of doing is sharing some tips on how you can approach the interview process. Of course, the first step to finding a new job is writing that perfect CV. So if you'd like to see a video on how you can write the perfect CV, just click on the link right there. But as always, we do the question of the week. Now remember, if you answer the question of the week in the comment section, that is your proof that you have watched this video and you can use that to claim your CPTD points. The question of the week. What is the strangest question you were ever asked in a job interview? Tell us in the comment section down below. But before we jump into this episode, make sure to go check out our website at www.superteachersolutions.com so that you can see what else we got going in the Super Teacher Initiative. On the website, you can order yourself some cool merchandise from the Super Teacher store. You can buy the I Teach t-shirt or even the Exams Are Coming hoodies. Go and check it out and support us. Okay, into today's episode, the do's and don'ts of the job interview. Let's educate. Many people dread the job interview process. Many of us are on our nerves and it's extremely difficult to go through this process. Even though this is a channel for teachers, many of the tips that I'll be sharing is also valid for any type of job interview. So please be sure to share this with all of your friends. So the tips that I'll be sharing is what to do and what not to do during the preparation for a job interview as well as during the interview. Here we go. Don't rehearse answers to frequently asked questions. A lot of times we'd like to search the internet for questions that are typically asked during an interview. Don't try and memorize your answers word for word because this would give a rehearsed appearance. Do. Work on a mindset or a strategy on how you would like to answer some questions. So what do I mean by this? It's more important to have a strategy in how you are going to answer questions instead of trying to rehearse possible answers to questions. When you have a clear idea of what it is that you would like the interviewers to know before you come into the interview, you already have more of a strategy on how you are going to approach the interview process. It's impossible to prepare for all the likely questions. So in rather having a strategy or a mindset on how you would like to approach the questions, it would be to your benefit. Don't use cliches. There are so many cliched responses to questions that interviewers know to look for these. Some of these words would include being a perfectionist, or you are hardworking, or you are a team player. This would need to go without saying that you of course would need to have these values. Do. Be authentic. Just be yourself. It is extremely important that you don't try and use big elaborative words that doesn't really have any meaning to you. When you understand a word, you also put the feeling and the meaning into it. When you are professional, say that you value things like professionalism. Use words like collaboration if you really are a team player. Say that you are innovative instead of just saying you are hardworking. Talk about your work ethic and the things that motivate you to be a better teacher. Don't ramble all your achievements and awards off in the first question. So many times we are nervous that when that first question comes, tell us a bit more about yourself. We just try and want to push everything into that one answer. Do. Spread your awards and achievements thinly between all of the questions during the interview. It is okay if you don't talk about all of your achievements, but leave something for the other questions. When you ramble off everything within the first question, you don't have any more ammunition to use in the questions that you'll be asked later on. Also beware of not overpraising yourself with your awards and achievements. Strategically try and work these achievements into your responses for other questions. Don't walk into an interview blind. What do I mean? Do your research. Be sure that you go check out the school's website or any other communication or marketing material so that you get to know the school where you're applying. It is so important to have some background knowledge on the ethos of the school, knowing what their mission and vision is. Whilst doing your research, be sure to go check out their social media and what other events happened within the last month before your interview. Don't underdress. You only have this one chance to make a good impression. Now, of course, it might be such a little superficial thing when we talk about clothing, but in a job interview, you only have a limited amount of time for them to choose you as the preferred candidate. Do overdress. Rather wear a suit and tie if you're unsure whether you should wear one or not. My go-to rule is I'd much rather be overdressed than underdressed because that also helps you with confidence. When you dress smart, it helps with confidence. It's called power dressing. Don't be late. This is suicide. When you are late for an interview, you are basically telling the interviewers that you do not value them at all. And why would they then give you a chance? Do allow enough time just in case something happens. If something unforeseen does happen and you are going to be late, be sure to have the contact details of the secretariat so that you can contact them and reschedule for a later time. Don't lie. Acknowledge when you don't know something. There's nothing worse than being caught out during an interview that you are lying. At least one question in an interview is built in such a way to try and catch you out. If you don't know, say that you don't know, but that you are eager to learn. Do know all the policies and relevant documents that you need to know, especially when it comes to subject-specific policies. If you're a teacher, you need to know your subject. Don't over-prepare. When you over-prepare, you saturate yourself, that by the time you get into the interview, you do not look authentic. You try and just memorize all the things that you're trying to say. Do practice. So many people think that they can go into an interview unprepared. This is a mistake. They think that they'll just wing the interview. This is extremely risky. Don't do it alone. Don't prepare for interviews by yourself. Do join a network of teachers or get a friend to assist you. I know on Facebook there are many teacher groups that would be willing to support you if you ask for assistance. When you prepare with a friend or another family member, you can always role play the interview. Don't talk about money. When you talk about money in the initial interview, it might give off the wrong impression. Do know the salary expectation and the expected earning range of the specific school that you'll be applying to. These salary scales are preset, especially when you apply to a public school. Don't be arrogant. Do be confident. There is a fine line between confidence and arrogance. A simple way of testing to see whether you are arrogant is listening to the amounts of time you say the word I. Instead of using I and me, replace that with us and we. Inevitably, at the end of an interview, the interviewer will ask you whether you have any questions. Don't not have a question. This is often done so that they can see whether you were forward thinking to prepare a question. Do prepare a question that shows that you are forward thinking. A nice example of such a question could be, what extramural activity are they planning to introduce at the school? In this way, it shows that you're thinking about possibilities of growth and that you have a growth mindset. And then last but surely not least, be awesome. You only have this limited chance to show that you are the preferred candidate. Be sure to show them that you are a great fit for their school and that you are planning to make a difference in each and every classroom that you set your foot into. And before we end off, a little bonus tip for everybody who watched up until this point. Social media. Your interviewers and your future employer will definitely stalk your Facebook profile or your Instagram profile. Make sure that what's on there is everything that you would like anybody to see. I go from the standpoint that my life is open and I don't hide anything from anyone. So any employer is welcome to come and check my social media. But you might not feel so open about it. Be sure to set your privacy settings on your social media so that the people who you want to see your profile can see your profile. But there are, of course, ways and means for people to see your profile even if you've set these privacy settings. But I know that you that are still watching, you are a super teacher and it won't be necessary to hide anything from anyone. And that's it for this episode. I hope you got some great tips out of this. Maybe tell me what it was that helped you the most in the comment section down below. So if you like what we do on this channel, be sure to give this episode a thumbs up and to subscribe to this channel so that we can unite all super teachers under one banner so we can make a positive difference in each and every classroom. You can subscribe to this channel by clicking on the logo that appears right here. If you'd like to watch more episodes on this channel, be sure to click on the link right there or the one just below that one to take you to other videos. Until next time, my name is Francois and I am a super teacher.